Hi everyone, just coming to show you a little bit more about the problem that I've had with Lucy Heartfilia and the individual garments that are actually included within her attire. So here we go, going to jump straight in to edit Lucy. So we're going to jump straight to the attires and just look at each of the management attires so that we can see those, because they just include usually one additional jacket in this particular case with Lucy's outfit. So here we are, this is the first the wrestling ring attire, so we're going to jump into here, into the clothing. And in the head there isn't anything, so we're just going to jump into there and just check that there isn't anything, but there shouldn't be. There we go, and there isn't. In the upper body we've got the brassiere, so there's that one, which is actually selected from here on the menu, which is circled in the yellow, obviously, as people know. Jump back out of that, and then we've got the classic top with the tie at the middle with the short sleeves, and that's approximately there on the second line. And then further down we've got this jacket, which I've used in other characters and not had a problem with, and that's there. And then if we drop down a little bit further, we've got these arm bits. There's this one here, which is there. And that's strange because that doesn't appear to be showing. Right, okay, well that's a glove anyway. I don't quite know why the glove is being shown when I jump in, which is a little bit strange in itself. But that glove isn't particularly, it's an onus, it's not special. And then there's this one. And that points to the same error in the same place. It's actually not that, it is actually a on the hand a different part to that, so that may be some weirdness that's going on there, but I've seen this problem before in relation to that. Nothing else on there, let's just accept that. Lower body, so we've got the tights there, which is just nothing unusual about the tights. It's a Charlotte Flair tight that's been adjusted specifically for Lucy. The bottoms, again, there's nothing special about those either. They're just as standard bottoms. Then there's this belt. And then just the boots. Which is there at the bottom. The only thing that I would say about this is that those two particular lower arm covers, which are used as protection for the elbows, etc. Those, when I selected them, the one on the right arm is slightly different to the one on the left. What seems to be a little bit odd about it is the fact that it doesn't seem to be finding them when I go back into it. Now, the strange thing about it is you can see the physical differences between the two, and the weirdness that is there in them, much that it went back to the glove, seems to indicate that there is some kind of confusion there about that particular garment for whatever reason, because it's clearly not pointing to the right item on the actual clothing there. Now if we went back into it, could probably try and locate which ones they are, so it'd be quite interesting to maybe take those off and see if that has any impact. But I think these ones are ones that I've tried taking off before and doing. Let's go back and have a look. It's pointing there, but that's not actually the one. Need to get down to it. It's got, I think, I'm not sure, but it's going to be one something like that. Let's just check it out if there's another one. No, there isn't. Maybe it's that was adjusted. It wasn't that. And there's nothing else like it, so I'm pretty sure that's the one. Yeah, nothing else like it. So that is very interesting, that. Actually, just going to accept that and do it through parts color. Now that's interesting. That was happening. I've done that there, and that's immediately swapped and shown me this opposing image of this, just having adjusted it to that, which is weird in itself, because this is something that I've picked up before in relation to that, but not the glove when you come back into it. So that is a little bit strange, and I don't know why that should be the case. But anyway, let's come back out. Let's just accept that there, and then accept that. In parts color, we can change that back to be the same. It's done that the other way on. It's the wrong way around, isn't it? There we are, that's the right colour combination, having identified the fact that that was really funny about the part, and it didn't appear to be identifying the part. And that makes that interesting if that was to be re-uploaded, whether it's something to do with unlinking those items to the actual part, which is some real weirdness in itself. Let's just try doing this just whilst I'm making this video for 2K. Accept that. I'm just going to copy that, having seen what we've just seen, and just pop that onto there, and then remove that jacket, which is how Lucy should be. Just going to edit the attire and take that part off. That's the jacket, not because she doesn't need the jacket. Now that's interesting because that's showing now slightly different to this one. That's the actual arm cover there. So if we drop into that and take a quick look at that one, because that is the actual arm cover there, look. And I think that's just because it's made of satin. I think in this particular case I may not have done the material, so that's probably what it is. So let's have a look and see if that is pointing to the right place on there. No. See, now that's pointing somewhere different as well. Now that is strange. But then I've had problems within the editor before with certain things where it does think that you can't update, or you update the colour but the colour doesn't change. So it's just, again, that's a little bit strange. So yeah, not really sure, but it could well be that it is these armbands. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know if this makes any sense, but I'm just going to whip these armbands off and put something slightly different on. It's not ideal because this is the sort of look that I wanted. And again, if I just explain that the left one you'll see is nice and shiny and the right one not so shiny, and yet effectively those two should be interchangeable and aren't. So again, is because it looks like this unlinked situation might be responsible, because again, as I say, there's nothing special about any of this when I actually created these. So yeah, let's have a quick look. In fact, it might be worth just going back into, what I'm thinking is coming back into here and seeing if it, again, having done it, whether it's unlinked. So if I go back into that item, does it actually show it? Now it's pointing to the correct item. So that is interesting. I think though it may have been slightly different to that. It may be just that it's slightly hidden, or it may well be that it's a different material. But I can't see that a different material would cause that problem. And no. No, I can't think that it's that. I can't mind you, I couldn't see another one that was like it, so it may have been either this one. The problem is I can't actually remember which one it actually is, or why it may have changed. It could be, was it that? Oh no, that's Lana. So I'm struggling to remember which one it actually is. It's not that one, definitely not that one. But it's strange that it's unlinked. And you just got this feeling that that is the reason why it can't be downloaded. I can't seem to get rid of the pattern when I do the other. So anyway, as we've got the right patterns on there, roughly speaking, or the closest match, even though I have not necessarily been able to find the right material again, or to get it into the right material, and something odd seems to have happened, then what we can do is just accept that anyway, what we have, and just transfer that over to the other side, because it's going to be interesting now. I think it's the material that I may have changed. I may have changed it to satin or something, which is what I think I've done in the past. Let's just try this. I'm just going to come out of it and do it at the parts level. Okay, there we are. So that's been reset again. I'm just going to copy that item over onto the other attire next to it there, and then remove the jacket, same as I did with the other one, and then see what happens. There we go. So that's all of the bits of the attire the way that it would have been or should have been at the point where it got uploaded. But then when I went into uploads, there was some kind of problems. Let's just come back out of there and then click on to accept all of that with the changes in. And then we're going to just select yes and let that do its job, and actually save it down. Right, let's have a quick look online and just see what it says. So here's my superstar. There's the one, look, it's showing it with a warning. And when you go in, yeah, I can now have the option to delete. So if I delete Lucy and then re-upload her and see what happens, see if it's something to do with that unlinking. This is the other thing, for some strange reason you have to jump out and then jump back in again to refresh this particular menu. It's going to take a little while just to bring up all the superstars. So if we just drop down, oh, there she is, Lucy Heartfilia. She is there, and now you can't, yeah, she's still got the same thing. So there she is, and it's still coming up with the same warning. Now you've seen me actually there ticking those bits off that looked quite strange with the actual glove, and when I actually click on it and then go to upload menu, it's the same thing. Look, it says this upload contains items from the following areas and may limit some users from downloading them. And you've just seen me select them. They are standard items. They've been around in 2K20. There's nothing special about them. They're all standard parts of the attire. So maybe it's just something it's to do with these colours and editors and the problems that we've been having in the creations editor. Maybe it's linked. I don't know. It's something again, you know, that I guess they can only look at, you know, from the game software writer's perspective, you know, as to what might actually be going on in the creations editor there. Okay, thanks everybody, and I'll see you again here real soon. I'm just going to, oh sorry, I am just going to add in some tags there again for Lucy. So yeah, so it's just my hashtags. So I spoke too soon because of course I have down now upset the fact that I did delete her just to show what was going on there. So here we go. So that's Lucy. Just going to do this quickly. And then at the bottom I'm just going to put in there there we go. That's it. There we go, and it's now uploaded, and the reason why I've continued to do that is so that now, having re-uploaded and being through each of the attires, is the fact that the chaps at 2K can have a look. They can also see there on the video the content ID and other things that Lucy will now have as a result of iterating through each of the attires and actually demonstrating what the actual item parts are that have been included for Lucy and what all the new details are now that I've been through that process and then uploading her. Thanks everybody. So sorry about my early termination earlier, but yep, there we go. That's everything in there. Hopefully this is enough for the guys to get down into the issue that is being caused, and hopefully we can get a resolution soon. Bye for now.